Good evening, one and all. Running just slightly late. Mixing pineapple juice and lemonade. And I poured too much lemonade. I wanted more pineapple in here, but I poured too much lemonade in my glass. I may drink some of it and then add some more pineapple juice. But it still tastes good. So, hello if you're watching this back some other time. I'm maybe keeping you company as you do things about the house. I have been told some people like to do that, have just a conversation, a one-way conversation going on in the background. It's not quite a podcast because I'm not that focused or that methodical, and I tend to get driven by the chat and how the chat goes. So the topic of conversation tends to bounce all over the place. Hello, Invisible Chicken, and hello to Zvan, who's just memeing. Well, that's a thing we do with our time these days. Trying this curly beard. What the hell? It's just got a mind of its own. No matter how much I try to stop my beard from curling, it just keeps curling. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? Hope you're having a good night. I'm having a good night, I had a quite agreeable dinner, which was just a pie thingy from the supermarket, chucked in the oven. Like not, your little round meat pie. It was the thing in a tray. Hello, Catherine. Nothing happened today. No. Today doesn't mean anything significant. On this day in 1989, a totalitarian regime did not murder hundreds, if not 1,000 of its citizens who dared to stand up to the regime. And it doesn't make me think at all about what's happening in America right now. Shannon, KFC, a day of shopping. That sounds like a very full day. Yes, I didn't leave the house today. In our current state, and wanting to keep our distance from people, like I got a one around there to go. I went, yesterday my outing was to go to the supermarket, and I did go for a walk around the park in the afternoon, but I didn't leave. Well, I didn't go further than putting the bins out. Bin night last night. They come this morning, so that's the furthest I've gone out of the house today. I feel a bit weird saying that, but anyway. Yes, Van, the Chinese authorities are still at it. Look like they want to expand to take complete control of Hong Kong, which is probably going to end badly. Yes, Catherine, that is probably the most iconic thing from the Tienanmen Square. The guy who stood in front of the tanks. That was wild. And yeah, again, because the picture we see, I think, is taken from, it's a video frame. I don't think that was a photograph. I think he's being videoed by a news crew. And because the tanks choose not to run over and they go around, and the guy actually moves and stands in front of the tank again, like, fuck you. It was amazing. And then I did not wear my onesie out to the bin, actually. I haven't been posing at the bin lately. Shannon, yes, the coronavirus with the protests. Well, I think some people are just saying some things are more important. But you raise a very valid point. I have grave fears for the people of America and the coronavirus. Not just because large crowds gathering for protests, but just this general mentality that seems spread across large portions of the states that everything's fine. Oh, you're denying me my rights if I can't go out to crowded places and get food and drink and whatnot. And I cannot help but think America is in for a very bad time. I think about to see a real nasty turn with the numbers of infections and deaths. And it's not good. Is not good. It remains to be seen what actually happens. I've learned to don't try to predict things, no matter how obvious it seems. Non-obvious things keep happening. Yes, Svan, you're right. It's the states that watch InfoWars that are making the worst decisions about coronavirus. I've seen lots and lots of takes on this saying basically the same thing, that it's a disturbing world we live in when there isn't even like a base level of agreement on reality. It's really quite disturbing. BBR, hey, did I move into my local? Oh yeah, you see that? That is my local cocktail bar. There's only about 60 bottles there. We counted them one night, and then I felt embarrassed and didn't count them again. And now I've got some mini bottles, so there's probably more than 60 bottles there at the moment. Should I count them? Yeah. Yes, Glee. Well, in fact, this is still the first wave. Quite honest, America's not out of the first wave. Australia, with one of the countries that's done really well and contained the first wave. America has not contained the first wave. Hey, Strictly Sega, how you doing? So, Shannon, you're concerned of America too, but hate the idea of everyone getting infected. Yeah, it's terrible. You want Anonymous to hack the government systems. That's you. Oh, you like the NWA shirt? Negronis with attitude. It's it's a dodgy dad pun, that one. I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to try and quickly count my bottles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Yeah, there's about 60 bottles there. So there you go. But some of them are little. Some of them are little. 6 of them are little, in fact. Just throwing that out there. And very curious. I don't dig Negronis, but I picked up, that's from the Australian distiller, Applewood. It was made Okar. They're bitter. They're basically their version of Campari. And I am going to make some homegrownies, Negroni variants with all Australian content. Yes. Yeah, PBR, the way the cops are targeting journos is interesting. Took me a long time to build up that collection. Wow, Svan, you have Fernet Branca on the rocks. Ooh, that's tough, man. I make it in cocktails. I don't drink Fernet straight. This is this one. This is one of those ones that's only made by one place. There aren't different brands of Fernet Branca. Fratelli Branca Distillery from Milano. And the label's all in Italiano at the back. Oh, even the back's in Italiano, actually. They probably... There you go. Ingredients, alcohol, sugar, assemblage de plantes aromatiques. So, yeah. Most people say Fernet's got a really strong menthol taste. It's very herbal and aromatic. And so, look, I'll do a sip. I'll do a sip of... This is a new bottle. You hear the crack? First time I've opened it. Yeah, it's got a very light menthol sort of smell to it. It's one, they never know how much to charge you in bars. You're the only person who ever has it on the rocks. So it's a very dark brown. It's a really pleasant smell. I really quite like the smell. Yeah, menthol's the best way to describe it. It's a bit like it's a bit like really strong mints. It's like a really strong mint. It's a really strong menthol mint, and oh man, it really stays like comes through because it's you can use this is a bitter aperitif or digestif. Aperitif you're meant to have before the meal. Digestif you're meant to have after the meal. So digestif, I think. It's all in Italian, so I'm not sure. That's a good way to put it, Svan. Triple layer. Yeah, it's got a lot of depth. It's not just one thing when you taste it. It goes through, and unsurprisingly, the last thing on the palate is bitterness. I'll just put that in my drink. Clee, my name's Angry and I'm an alcoholic. I'm not an alcoholic. Alcoholics go to meetings. Oh no, making frivolous jokes. That's a good way of putting it, Swan. It's very much stages with Fernet Branca. There's the smell, the taste, and the aftertaste. Pete, the only bitter you recognize is 4x bitter. Yeah, I find Fernet Branca to be a quite good additive to a cocktail, and it just brings an extra dimension to a lot of drinks. I made one on the weekend that had a lot of stuff in it. It has the awesome name of Eeyore's Requiem, and it just has like half a shot of Fernet Branca in it. That has a lot of other stuff in it. It's basically a bitter drink. It's quite good. I mean, bitter drinks are somewhat of an acquired taste, and I'm at the end of liking bitter things. Like I don't even like coffee. PBR, who's saying George Floyd had COVID? Is that why it wasn't the cop's fault he died? It's like, no, people don't die after 9 minutes of having some cunt leaning on their throat, unless they're already sick, you know. It's just, yeah, the whole thing. I mean, cops generally around the world tend to be very violent types. Yeah, what's happening in America is fucking next level shit. Pete, are there many sour cocktails? Yeah, well, it depends what you call sour. Particularly in America, they're always talking about these things they call sour mix, which is some gross sort of cordial that's supposedly like lemon, lime, and sugar. There's a range of cocktails called the sour because lemon juice is a primary ingredient in it. And my favorite, probably my favorite cocktail, the whiskey sour. This is very simple. It's just whiskey, lemon juice, and a sweetener. I use sugar syrup. Some people actually use sugar. But the sour, then it's basically with any spirit, you can go spirit, citrus, sugar, and that's a sour. You can do a gin sour, you can do a tequila sour, you can do a rum sour. Basically, a vodka sour. Any spirit, citrus, sugar is a sour, and you can experiment with what spirit you use and what citrus you use. And of course, you can use different sweeteners that will have a different effect. Like instead of sugar or sugar syrup, some people use maple, particularly in a whiskey sour. But so I'm looking up just for you, Pete. 20 best sour cocktails to try. Easy pizza sauce. What's that? Okay, whiskey sour. Never let anyone. If you again, it's a real American thing. Sour mix. Don't go anywhere fucking near it. How's fun? You like Disaronno, Amaretto, and Dr Pepper? Okay. Oh yeah, the comorbidity. Yes, that happens with First Nations people here. I agree. Glee catching up with afterpay pay payments. Oh dear, you got to be careful with the buying stuff. Do I like grasshopper or the month flavor? I very rarely have mint flavored drinks, and in all those bottles there's no cream de menthe. There's no mint flavored liqueur in there. Oh, right, PBR. You're saying you mentioned it because none of the cops had gloves or masks. That is interesting, actually. So, okay, apart from a whiskey sour, what do these people have? A margarita. Okay, they're saying margarita is a sour. Sure. Oh, because it has lime juice. Okay, so they're just saying anything that prominently features lemon or lime is sour, which I guess it is. Sidecar. Close. It's a close competition between a sidecar and a whiskey sour. My favorite sidecar is just brandy, Cointreau, and lemon juice. Really good. So yeah, they have a tequila sour, which is tequila, lemon, lime, syrup, egg white. Yeah, a Paloma, which is another south of the border drink. A margarita variant that's got grapefruit juice and lime juice in it. Tequila, grapefruit juice, lime juice. Mojito is lime. So, okay, yeah, sour, they just mean stuff that's got bloody lemon or lime in it. Daiquiri, a gin fizz, which is just a gin sour with soda water in it. Okay. They're saying a Tom Collins is sour. I suppose so. It's lemon juice, but obviously because it's got simple syrup and topped with soda, so I never really thought of it as being sour. Or a gin gimlet is just gin and lime juice or lime cordial and simple syrup. French 75. See, I don't really call that sour, even though it's got lemon juice because it's topped with champagne. Ooh, Clover Club is a good one though. Gin and grenadine and lemon juice and egg white. I like a Clover Club. Southside, another good gin one. Gin with lemon and lime. Cosmo. Saying a Cosmo is sour. No, it's tart. It's not. It's because it's got vodka, cranberry, lemon juice, and Cointreau. And their recipe for vodka, say, yeah, it's just vodka, lemon juice, simple syrup. Yeah. The lemon drop. Vodka, Cointreau, and lemon juice. Yeah, see, I don't know that these are particularly sour. Just because they have lemon juice or lime juice in them, calling them a sour. So that's the answer, Pete. You say, are they sour cocktails? An overwhelming number of cocktails have lemon or lime juice in them. And you drank lots of grasshoppers in 1989 because it's the only cocktail you knew the name of and could stand the taste. And you're underage. Wah wah. Glee likes the grasshoppers. Pete, you do a gin and tonic and pour in a packet of Warheads. Yeah. That's going to have a sour quality to it. Zvan, you like London number one. I now have a bunch of Australian gins over there, little sample bottles. I got 4 different Australian gins, 3 by the same maker that are all quite distinctly different. And they're all from the Tiny Bear distillery and one from Applewood. There's like hundreds of independent distilleries in Australia at the moment. It's a real thing. And they all suffered on hard times because of the coronavirus restrictions. Hopefully they start to come back now. And you reckon gin and tonic and Warheads is a taste sensation? Well, it would be literally a sensory experience, yeah. Invisible Chicken, you put Warheads in lemonade. I've done like finding the sourest lollies I could and infuse them into vodka to make sour vodka. I've done that a couple times, actually. PBR, you and me both, mate, showing the age. Remember the days girls drank grasshoppers and fluffy ducks at nightclubs. So that's a line from Futurama, I think. Um, where Bender's buying a drink for a lady bot at a bar. And he says, I'll have a fluffy duck and get the lady the girliest drink you have. And the bartender goes, 2 fluffy ducks coming up. And you've had 2 fluffy ducks. There you go. Rain, you're worried about the US in civil war, what it would do to world powers. The collapse of the power structure in the US would be catastrophic for the world, basically. And you've just had enough of today. I completely empathize with that. I don't know. Don't know whether to make cocktails. I'm not wearing my cocktail making clothes. I'm definitely going to make some homegrownies either tonight or tomorrow. Well, I'm going to make some tomorrow because I kind of had the idea of making 4. Maybe I could do the milk clarified one tonight because that takes forever, and I could come back to it tomorrow. Invisible Chicken, never heard of a fluffy duck. As Glee says, that's got Advocaat, which is like a creamy liqueur, low alcohol. I actually don't have any Advocaat at the moment. I have had it in the past. I just don't. I do have it's like a strawberry chocolate cream liqueur. Fluffy duck is usually gin, Advocaat, and okay. The difference recipe is gin, Advocaat, which is an egg, a creamy egg liqueur, triple sec orange liqueur, so Cointreau or something like that as well, and orange juice, and possibly topped up with soda or lemonade. Oh, you put white rum in your fluffy duck, Annette. Yeah, well, Difford said gin, but white rum obviously could go as well. Addie, how are you this fine evening? Okay, I'm going to dip out for a sec and get my cocktail making shirt on so I can do my milk clarified Negroni. Right, now you just say hi to everyone in the YouTube chat. Don't want to log into YouTube from your work computer. Fair enough. You can stick on the Facebook. I'll try to keep you up to speed with what's happening. So Glee, remember, used to have competitions on YouTube. Have a cocktail by Angry as a prize. Ooh, nice, Addy. You've got fruiting lemons after a year of love. Last year's was bad. This year's is good. The only thing I really miss about my last house that I moved out of like 3 years ago, lemon tree that grew quite a lot of lemons. Don't have actually, I tell a lie. Mrs. Angry's growing a lemon tree, but it's still small and is in a pot. And last season, it grew 3 lemons. I was so proud of it. I love being able to get fresh extra. I've got some lemons and limes behind me I have to juice, actually. Got some very nice yellow lemons just to do a garnish for my home grownies tomorrow. Yes, I might disappear really quickly and put my cocktail making shirt on. Peter, you're going to grow stuff on your balcony. That's a nice idea. Grow some chilies and herbs. Yes. Ooh, invisible chicken. You got a mulberry tree. Okay. That's pretty cool. PBR, you like lemon butter? Yeah, that's something I grew up with. People making lemon butter or lemon curd. Ooh, Addie, you've also trimmed some lavender and eucalyptus to use around the house. Nice natural scents to have around the house. All right, I'm going to duck out. I'll run. This will take me like a minute to grab a shirt and a tie. So hold the fort. I'll be back really soon. Whew. Okay, see, I rushed. I didn't even do up my shirt. I'll do that now. So, Addie, you've still got some sage to work on in your garden. Well, that's something. Yes, I'm sure your cat's happy that lavender and eucalyptus are non-toxic to cats. They like to think the world revolves around them. Just getting myself in order. Okay. Feels weird putting the shirt on sitting down for some reason. I don't know why. I just realized I'm going to have to go out again and get my camera and tripod. But that'll only take a minute. Do that. Another tie to come out. Ugh. Opie stole a eucalyptus leaf. So proud of himself. Sense of accomplishment. Oh gosh, Glee. You had a cat who ingested Lily and had renal failure. Oh my gosh. Well, expect the cats to know that sort of thing. I got my pig tie. Oh, funny story about this tie. I had, like all these ties, I had them for a very long time. And there's a place where Mrs. Angry and I went for like a weekend away at Lake's Entrance up the Victorian coast. And there's one particular restaurant we went to when we were there that had quite quirky artwork in the walls. Had quirky local artist artwork on the wall. One was a portrait of a guy, and he's wearing this tie, right? This exact tie. It's so obviously exactly the same tie. And the captioning for the piece said, like, this is the artist's new boyfriend who is clearly insane as evidenced by his tie. And the first time we went there, we had a good laugh at, I've got that tie. And so the next time we went back, I made a point of taking the tie on the trip and wearing the tie to this restaurant. See if anyone noticed. Oh, so Opie's named after the character from Sons of Anarchy. There you go. There you go. Yes, well, there've been lots of Opies over the time. Oh, gosh. Well, yeah, okay. It might have been Elise, or it might have been your son using Roundup in the backyard. Oh, gosh. Yeah, there's too much good TV. Never going to catch up on anything. And something like Sons of Anarchy that ran for such a long time, and I haven't watched. Actually, strictly speaking, I've seen some episodes. Just every now and then something was on, and I watched a bit of it, but I never watched any of it in order. So I probably have actually seen a couple of episodes randomly of Sons of Anarchy, but yeah. PBR, Westworld, great. I saw the most recent season of Westworld, very good. I haven't watched Mrs. America yet. Anyway, you've got some natural bug deterrents. Oh, and companion planting. Yes, there are clever things you can do. Who did? That's cool. Glee's got a cat called Paris, is named after one of our YouTube friends from the old days, whose channel was called Paris Blonde. That's funny. It's just reminding him of old school YouTubers. Invisible Chicken, your dad wants you to watch The West Wing because you're doing US politics. West Wing's not US politics. West Wing is masturbation fantasy of American intellectual liberals. It's their Mary Sue wish list of what American politics should be. It's fucking horseshit. Which is not to say it's not well acted and scripted and all that, but it's just a cavalcade of like wish fulfillment bullshit. It's ridiculous. Peter, I've got to. I've only watched like I don't remember if I watched the first two seasons. This is weird saying this. I don't remember if I've watched the first two seasons or just the first season of Better Call Saul. I think I watched the first two seasons. It is a very good show. So. It's like what's the guy's name who made The West Wing? He also made the Newsroom. Everything he does should just be called the Mary Sue because it's this completely unrealistic, wanky, small L liberal fantasy of how the world should be, and it's just like, oh, fuck off, man. Honestly, that's it. Aaron Sorkin. Thanks, Peter. Everything he does is just wish fulfillment fantasy. As a kind of like whenever dudes say the chick thing, it's just a Mary Sue. Fucking everything Aaron Sorkin's ever done is a Mary Sue. Okay. Again, Addy, the individual actors and performances and stuff, great. Alison Janney in particular is very good. And the West Wing's full of good performances. The Newsroom's full of good performances, but they're just so fucking wanky. But yeah. All right. So, get my vest. Alrighty. Now I should get my yeah, you're gonna have to choose me again for another minute while I get my camera. I did, didn't I? Just got past it. Alrighty. It's going to take me a while to get ready. I feel I should explain. It might not make a lot of sense when I make the video, because I already have in my head the sequence in which I'm going to make the cocktails. And although this is the first bit of video I'm going to shoot, it won't be the first bit of video in the edit when it's done. So I'll be referring to things that haven't happened yet in the past tense. Ooh, it's weird. Yes, so far I'm the director and the producer and the visionary. Trying to think things I have to do. Petey, you haven't had dinner yet? Yes, mate. Have some dinner. Enjoy it, buddy. Nice to see you. Catch you another time. Maybe have a big Friday night again tomorrow. Well, who knows? I know I probably almost definitely am. But we shall see. All right, I've got to close this curtain behind me. All right. That's so all over the shop. Look at that. There we go. It's really all over the shop, but that's okay. That's okay. I wish it didn't have missing bits, but it does. Right, so that's a thing I've done. I'm going to get my ingredients. Just for a laugh, what sort of glass is usually recommended for a Negroni? That looks like a rocks glass. Esquire do it in a rocks glass. Difford's, okay, rocks glass. Okay. A gin, a bit of red liqueur, and also sweet for me. Yep. Okay. Rocks glass it. In fact, I don't even have to worry about that tonight because I'm not putting it in the glass. I'm just doing the milk clarification. Ookie dookie 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 doo. Right. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in my glass shaker thingy. There we go. All right. My mixing glass is a bit dirty. Yeah. My mixing glass. Okay. Right. Ingredients. Get our Okar ingredients for this one. Need some grapefruit juice, ruby red. And something to put the milk in. Okay. All right. I'll just put 1 ounce of milk in here. All right. I want to rinse this. Oh, I'm getting organised. Right, ounce of milk. That'll do. That'll do, she said. Okay. Right. Okay, so that's ready, that's ready, that's ready. I'll rinse this because I just put milk in it. Okay. Okay. I think I'm kind of ready. Okay. Ooh. Which iPhone's going to lose support soonest? I don't know. I've never really gone in for support on my thing. Okay, we're talking about TV, PPR. I've seen that one, the Plot Against America. Did look interesting, I agree. Is this the Angry Cocktail Crib? Aussie Gun Bunny, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. That'll do, pig, that'll do. Right. I've got the ingredients. I've got my mixing glass. I got my measuring jigger. I got my milk. Ready to go. I dropped my top button. Because I'm a fucking professional. You know, all the other, pretty much all of them, maybe all of them, the bar guys on YouTube, they all wear aprons, leather aprons. That's the de rigueur trendy thing for bartenders to wear, a leather apron. And I feel left out because I don't have a leather apron. Maybe I'll get one. But this is my look for now. Formal, white shirt, vest and tie. Makes me a little bit different, I guess. Don't want to be too much of a try-hard there. But there we go. All right. Ready. We are going to make a milk clarified home growny. All right. Just got to put camera on the tripod. You know what I'm going to do as well? For the third time, try and finish my clarified whiskey sour. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, I am going to chill on rocks glass for that, actually. All right, I'm going to put this in here. Take out the dessert. You go there, dessert. Right. I'm thinking. Okay, ready to go. Okay, what's happening in the chat while I do this? Keep my own look. Don't need to look like a butcher. Thank you. Was you out of your Doc Martens today? Oh, good. I haven't worn Doc Martens in ages. I think I've actually still got some in the cupboard because I loathe to throw them out even though I haven't worn them in years. Right, so I've got everything ready now. Okay, alrighty. Set up my camera, pointed it the right direction. It's probably pointing in the right direction. Where are we? Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, look, I'll just do this so you can see me while I'm being silly and making this video. Okay. Want everything here. Tell you one thing, when you make a lot of videos and you see yourself in edit, you realize you have certain speech mannerisms, and I'm trying to break myself of them. One is I always say now at the start of a sentence, like, now we're going to do this. Now we'll do it. And I'm trying to stop myself from doing it. So now that I've drawn your attention to it, you'll probably notice me do it. I'm going to try really hard not to do it. Ruby red. Okay, where is my audio recorder? It is here, the old faithful Zoom H4n that I've had for over 10 years. It's a warhorse. It's got lots of scuffs on the finish that you probably can't see, but the finish here is really scuffed. But she's a warhorse. It's still working perfectly well. All right. For the milk clarified homegrowny, I'm going to use the same ingredients as I did for the first Negroni, closer to a classic Negroni. And this time I am actually going to use 30 mils of the Ocar Amaro, mainly because this is going to be slightly diluted for two things. One, we need to have some acid content, so some citrus juice in here, and I'm going to add some ruby red grapefruit to get that, because we need that acid to do the curdling with the milk, which is vital to the filtering that produces the clarified cocktail. And we will also get some whey from the milk going into the cocktail, which will A, dilute it a little, and B, give it a nice, slightly different mouthfeel, a bit silkier. So I'm not scared to use a slightly higher measure of the Ocar Amaro in this case, because it is going to be a little diluted. But let's get to it. Again, pretty simple, 30, 30, 30, 1 ounce of each of the ingredients. So we're going with 30 mils of the Applewood gin, and I think I overpoured, but who cares? Let's treat yourself. Didn't overpour a lot, just slightly. I will be a bit more cautious with the Amaro because it's pretty strong. It's good, but it dominates. So we will be a bit more careful with our 30 ml measure of the Ocar. And to top things off, well, actually, in this case, not really, because I'm still going to add the grapefruit, but our vermouth, our special limited edition yuzu sweet vermouth, 30 mils of that goes in. And we are now, again, I love that. The color, that beautiful, rich red, really deep color going on there. Still have to add a bit of ruby red grapefruit juice, and I didn't juice actual grapefruits. I'm a pleb. I got some grapefruit juice from the supermarket, but it's unsweetened, so we're putting 30 mils of that in. Didn't really change the color much. It's pretty rich, but here's what's going to change. We're now adding that to the milk. Just 1 ounce of milk. As if you haven't seen any of my other videos where I do milk clarification, the simple secret is it should be about 4-to-1 ratio, your cocktail to your milk. And you add the cocktail to the milk, not the other way around, because otherwise the curdling process may not go the way you want. Grab myself a little spoon, just give it a gentle stir. So yeah, remember that it's this interesting burgundy color now, starting to curdle and separate now, but I'll let that run on its merry way for, in the region of half an hour, and then start the filtering process. And then I'll show you the difference in a clarified drink and a straight up homegrowny. All right, that's that. I'll just switch the camera off. And I forgot to switch the fridge off, so it made a lot of noise. Oh, I'll put a music soundtrack. Oh, wait, I was going to do one more thing. Do one more thing while I'm here. One more thing. Okay, get this out of the way because I don't need it. I will rinse my little jigger out again because I just want some red wine. I want to shake her. I know what I'm doing. I've got it together. All right, I'll put these little beauties back. There's my shaker. Okay, shaker. My beautiful pre-mixed whiskey sour. Clarified whiskey sour. So it's that really nice colour. So I'm going to do that. I want that. I'm going to put it in the shaker. And I'm going to put it in a glass. And my red wine. I bought red wine specifically to do this. Also, young Ms. Angry is going to use this to make some bolognese as well. She is a fine cook. So go to the Coles bottle shop and get this $5 bottle of red wine. Because it's just being used for cooking. It smells okay. Actually, I'm going to taste it. Gross. I really don't like... Oh, gross. I really don't like wine. I like vermouth, which is like an aromatized wine. But, all right. So, in fact, we don't need to see this bottle. So I'm just going to pour... if I answer this into my jigger. I said jigger. No one try and cancel me. Right. My glass, of course. Get to have me a clarified whiskey sour after this. No, not the freezer, the fridge. Wonder if that would freeze. Because alcohol doesn't freeze as a rule, but that's got enough additives in it that it might actually freeze. Questions. Okay, so now I've got to start the camera up again. Record. Yeah, okay. Come on, camera. Okay, here we go. Where are we? Time has passed, and now we have a beautifully clear whiskey sour, milk clarified. It's a beautiful, just very light yellow, almost crystal clear drink. I never stop being fascinated by how this process works. Now, normally with a whiskey sour, I'd include egg white because I like to shake it, get it foamy. I love the texture that makes. I didn't put the egg white in before the clarification process because it would have lost all the emulsifying that the eggs do anyway. And I was thinking of adding it now, but Mrs. Angry reminded me there are things other than egg white that will give you that foamy consistency. You can actually get a product called Wonder Foam. You put a couple drops in and shake it, does it? You can use the water from chickpeas, known as aquafaba, as a good vegan alternative and adds its own flavor to the drink as well and will give it that nice foamy texture. But something else that works is whey. And we've learned that before. Mrs. Angry made some cheese and she gave me the whey, which was a byproduct, and said, hey, I read you can use this in your cocktails to get that foamy. And it worked. And of course, what do we get from the milk clarification process? The curds separate out from the milk and act as the filter, but the whey comes through, which gives the milk clarified drink the really nice silky mouthfeel it has. And that means I don't need to add egg white. I can just shake this in my trusty shaker and we'll get that foamy effect I'm after. So let's give that a go. Want to give it a good solid shake for 10 or 15 seconds. And because this has been chilling for a while, I don't need to even add any ice, so I don't have to worry about the whole dry shake, wet shake question. Although I will be adding a nice chunk of ice to my rocks glass to add this to, because this is where the New York Sour comes in, going to try and float some red wine on the foam on top. And besides looking nice in a glass with a big chunk of ice, the ice also helps spread the red wine around so you get a nice float effect. All right, Chunko ice in my glass. Now we pour our clarified and shaken whiskey sour into our glass, and you can see I probably shook it slightly too long. It has got a really nice amount of foam in there, and that will separate out over time. The body of the drink will settle down and you'll get a clear delineation between the foam and the drink, which is a very nice look, but it's going to look even better with our red wine float on top. Look at the head on that. There you go, getting some separation now. It's like a little beer. It's like a little foamy light beer. Okay. Trying to show this off for the camera. My little sausage fingers getting in the way. All right. Yeah. 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 It's gross enough for you? You can see now we've got a nice separation, the foam and the drink. Now for the final touch, just half an ounce of red wine. And I'm going to try and gently float that on the ice on top. And voila, we have the really nice, visually appealing, multi-tiered, milk clarified New York sour. Now, I hope this maybe inspires you to do a bit of experimenting, because it's fun. Making standard cocktails I really enjoy, but trying to come up with something a little bit different keeps things interesting. And I just love the way that works. I am so happy that it's come out almost perfectly. This isn't the third time I've tried, honest. This is the very first attempt and it's perfect. I didn't make multiple mistakes before doing this edit. Anyway, a New York sour. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you come back for some more. If this is your first time watching, or if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'll make many more things, many more experiments, many more classics, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. So subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I've uploaded. And yeah, tell me, have you tried milk clarifying? Have you tried a New York sour? Or what's your favorite fiddly thing to do with a cocktail? And I hope to see you again soon. I'm going to enjoy this now, so I will leave you with cheers. Look at that. Look at that. I fucking love that. I've got to take a picture of it. I've got to take a picture of it. God damn. All right. I'm just over here. I'll keep talking to you, though. Oh, got to clean a surface here so I can take a picture. I get a picture. I get a picture, and like a million of them all to myself. I want a doctor to take a picture. That's still recording. That could go in the bloopers. Me singing turning Japanese. It's not very woke, is it? That sounds racist. I think this Angry Aussie bloke is really dodgy, actually. Yes. Any reason I haven't been cancelled is no one knows who I am. That's okay. All right, I'm just going to take a picture and then I'm going to sit down with you and drink it. for my thumbnail because I'm so happy with how this looks. I'm just gonna put another light on. That'll do. Oh, you know what I should do? I should show it to Mrs. Angry. I'm going to do this. Yeah. Like I'm over half in, the rest is for bolognese sauce. All right. I'm back. Got my whiskey sour, New York sour, I should say. Oh, so happy. So happy it finally worked. Oh, I did it twice with different things. Because I didn't have any red wine in the house. No one in the house drinks red wine. I had port and I thought that would work. And Mrs. Angry, in her knowledgeable way, says, won't that just sink? And I went, oh, I'm hoping the foam will hold it up. No, it didn't. The port just sank straight to the bottom. So that didn't work. Okay, I've got some red vermouth. That won't sink. That won't work. But that was too pale and it did float, but you couldn't really see it. So as I said, I bought a $5 bottle of red wine. Oh, and it worked perfectly. Oh, I'm so happy. Look, just that delineation with the yellow and the red and the white is great. I should do a selfie with it. How often does Mrs. Angry make cheese? She only made it once, really. With my booze behind me. All right. Enough vanity. Though I'll tell you what Mrs. Angry has been doing is making... is keeping the curds from my milk clarification. And she made a really nice cake. I mentioned that before. So, clarified New York sour. So fucking happy with that. Oh, God, that's a good drink. Oh, milk clarification, kids, get around it. Do little bit more foam in there. Settling down. Do you ever like find like a song gets stuck in your head and you're going over it and you're thinking, why is that particular thing? That thing I was just humming was the theme to a British sort of family sitcom from the 80s called Bread. The gotta get up, ooh, grab the world by the throat and shout. And that was just in my head for no apparent reason. And that's all over the hot toddies. I'm all over the whiskey sour, New York sour in this case. Look at the color. This is my milk clarifying Negroni is going. It's like raspberry milk. To put that through the filter soon. Addie, you're going to make brownies, but being lazy. Well, I've been getting a bit spoiled. Like I said, Mrs. Angry making cake. Young Ms. Angry is going to use the red wine to make a bolognese. Sometimes we just do spag bowls. Sometimes She makes lasagna. So, hey, it's all good in the hood. What's that? Oh, I'll put that in there. There you go. It's just a weird thing. I should rinse this. Yeah, of course, the only trouble with a nice cake or brownies or something is I will eat too much of it because I'm a hungry hippo. God, that's a good drink. Whiskey sour is just like my favorite, but doing the clarification process just makes it a little bit lighter. And I think some of that's psychological, actually, because the drink's gone a really light yellow. But yeah. Invisible chicken, you've ordered cookie dough, you eat raw. You can eat all cookie dough raw. People are scared of salmonella are weak and your seed will not survive the winter. Though actually, that's one of those things that I understand Americans being more worried about salmonella from raw egg because their food industry is shit. Is higher quality here in Australia. You can absolutely get salmonella from raw egg, but you have to be pretty unlucky, honestly, or have poor food handling practice. Ooh, wow! Invisible chicken, triple choc fudge choc chip cookies and cream. God damn. Oh, Zvan, you made a Jamie Oliver recipe, peanut butter and jelly brownies. Nice. Love all the baking talk too, for that matter. I'm completely okay with bacon talk. Make some bacon fat washed drink. Bourbon is traditionally what you do the bacon fat washing on because bacon really complements bourbon, but you can do it with anything. Oh my God, I saw him with this guy the other night on a live stream, and he'd done white chocolate fat washed gin. And it's like absolutely basic. Like you melt, and he said it was just bogs. I think he even said it was cooking chocolate. So you just melt white chocolate, and you pour the melted chocolate into a Ziploc bag with gin, and sort of squeeze out all the air and seal it, and then you put that in the freezer, and you leave it. The longer you leave it, the more the flavor is going to infuse. And then you take it out of the freezer and you separate the frozen chocolate from the gin, and then you filter the gin to get it clear again. And apparently it's really good, and I just really want to do it. Annette, nice trivia. Australia has the most species of mistletoe in the world. I love that. Okay, food. We're now in the food talk section of the live stream. Love it. Annette, you're thinking of getting a mini food processor. Invisible chicken, you've been buying food things online. I don't really buy food online. I've been buying booze online. Zan, you say there is salmonella in chicken from New Zealand. If chicken's not stored properly, if it's not handled properly, it is a relatively high risk for salmonella. You do have to be careful with chicken. But yeah, make sure it's properly cooked and that sort of thing. But yeah, people are so paranoid about raw eggs, and it's like, oh, harden the fuck up. The only thing with this drink tasting so good is resisting the urge to have like, oh, I don't know, 5 more of them. All right, I reckon my Negroni with its milk clarification is ready to separate. So I'm going to put it in here. Drop in there. Just got to rinse this out so it's clean. Give it a quick rinse-a-rooney. All right, just dry this off a little. little. I'm not going to worry too much. Just put a few drops of water in it and it'll be fine. Now, I need to get a funnel on the right side of my kitchen to get a funnel. So we'll just do that quickly. Right. This one will be fine. Put that in there. Get me a coffee filter. Got me a coffee filter. Do 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 do. Give myself a soundtrack, and I'm gonna put my homegrowny in here to filter. And I reckon I will run that through twice, actually. But if you remember just the really dark red it was, be very interesting to see what color it is when I've run it through twice. My guess is an orangey yellow. That's okay. Rolling the dice, chucking it out there. My bet is, because they all come out, for some reason, they all come out yellow. I reckon this is going to be an orangey yellow. We'll see. Oh, wow, Addy. I'm going to heat up waffles and use whipped cream and whipped chocolate coconut cream. God damn. And you're going to make a fuss over Yule this year, so you have to bake appropriately shaped biscuits. Yeah. When's Yule? We ought to have a Yule live stream. And I will make brews. I can already see. No, you probably can. It's a little bit dark. It's actually a little bit red. I'm going to run it through a second time, and I reckon it will actually be clearer the second time. Addie's getting some Yule boxes from Spiritual Toolbox and one from Wick and Sage. Ooh. 21-22 June. So let me see what day of the week. That's a Sunday. Sunday night. Well, I'll have to do some Yule-themed midwinter. Maybe I'll do midwinter, midsummer, because if it's midwinter here, it's midsummer in the Northern Hemisphere. I might do two cocktails, a midwinter cocktail and a midsummer cocktail. Svan, you're surprised to have coffee filters. It's not for making coffee. We don't have any coffee making. I mean, Mrs. Angry occasionally. There's instant coffee there. We don't have any coffee making thing for that to go in. I bought the coffee filters specifically for my booze. And I had it before I started doing milk clarification because I'd often infuse stuff into booze. I particularly like infusing stuff into the white spirits and changing the color of it. And when I'm infusing something, then I'd run it through a coffee filter to get rid of as much cloudiness as possible. And so I've had coffee filters for my booze. They're booze filters in this house. It's fine. You've never seen a drip coffee machine. Depends what you mean by that, I guess. I think people have it. Oh, my God, that's a good drink. It's gone too soon. My New York sour. I got foam in my mustache. Oh, fuck, that's good. I swear to God. The milk clarification, man, I'm just going to make... I've got 3 premixes in there now. I've still got quite a bit of the whiskey sour. I've got Eeyore's Requiem, which is a really bitter one. When you milk clarify, it takes the edge off the bitterness a bit, but the really complex flavors and the bitterness is still in there. And the other one's called Mimi's Milk Punch, which is a rum and brandy based one. Just having in the fridge, just being, pour it in a glass. There you go. Got a really nice light boozy drink. It's fun. Don't percolators go on the soap? See, I think we're talking at cross purposes with coffee terminology. So Eddie Wissing, Wiccan Sage is Melbourne, Spiritual Toolbox is Aussie, but you don't know from where. Okay. Yeah, see, Safra, I'm talking about getting pissed on the shortest day of the year. This gives me a week to think, because I already know next week's videos are going to be Negroni week, homegrown stuff. I'm going to make them tomorrow night, like done this bit tonight, and going to do some more tomorrow night, and then, I don't know, edit over the weekend to have it ready, maybe upload on Tuesday. And my New York Sour one, I can upload that next week as well. And if the following week's midwinter, that gives me one thing to do. Let me see, actually. I think Old Gin Day. Old Gin Day, 13th of June. So that's next Saturday. Oh, that counts for bloody Negroni week anyway. Negronis having gin in them. Me trying to come up with themes for cocktails. You can see this is exactly as I said. It's an orangey yellow. If I filter it a second time, see how? Can you see it? I don't know if you can see. It's just going drip, 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 drip. It's one drop at that rate. Takes a while for even just a single drink to go. When I made big batches that were the equivalent of like 6 to 8 drinks, that's a lot of faffing about to get it done. So far, I've never drunk alcohol on an airplane. I actually don't travel very much. I haven't done an overseas trip in a couple of years, but I've never drunk alcohol on a plane. I've never wanted to. I don't know, if I win lotto and fly first class or something, then I might fucking go mental. But I've never wanted to drink alcohol on a plane. I just worry I'll get sick on the plane, basically. So yeah. We got Eddie. You got a selenite lamp from Our Satellite Hearts in Geelong. Oh, nice. Nice. So, yes, I've got to come up with a midwinter and midsummer. Actually, look, let's, for a laugh, because we are on to internet as we speak. I'm just going to search midwinter cocktail. See what comes up. Midwinter warmer. I suppose I could do a warm one. Like Annette and her hot toddy. A rum cocktail with ginger. Okay, here we go. 12 best winter cocktails. Not that I trust Marie Claire, but let's have a look what they say. Spiked cinnamon chai latte. A winter fiesta. A sangria margarita. Sparkling water, lime, orange, pomegranate, mint leaves. How is that winter? That's really summery with all those bloody fruits in it. That's weird. Spiced. I could just do a spiced old fashioned. Altos Anejo with smoked chili or chipotle. I could put my what do you call it? My chili liqueur. Okay. Altos Anejo is just a tequila. Okay. Spiked hazelnut gingerbread hot cocoa. Nouveau espresso, which is vodka, amaro, creme de cacao, simple syrup, espresso. Oh, that was the other experiment I meant to do, substituting hot chocolate for coffee in some liqueurs. A caramel apple toddy. Ooh. Oh my God. Caramel apple, Applejack, which I have, which is an American apple brandy. And they're saying infuse it with caramel apple high chew lollies. Good Lord. And that add some apple cider and lemon juice and have it warm. Oh, a caramel apple toddy. Wow. Not that I've ever seen caramel apple high chew. Or a hot buttered bourbon. So it's bourbon and butter and heavy cream and demerara syrup and hot water and a cinnamon stick. Oh, wow. So that's actually a hot bourbon. Bourbon with butter and heavy cream and sugar syrup and hot water. Oh, that's a variant on a hot toddy for you, Annette. The eighth day. So it's rum, chai tea, coconut milk, simple syrup, and a cinnamon stick. All right, so it's chai tea, which is tea. Chai means tea. So it's hot chai with coconut milk and add rum to it. So it's chai with coconut milk and rum. Holiday punch. What's this? Smirnoff Ice strawberry. Smirnoff Ice original. Smirnoff vodka. Orange juice. Blood orange juice. Pomegranate. Simple syrup. Lemon juice. Ugh. How's that a winter drink? A winter blue. Vodka, blue curacao, lemonade, lemon. All the fixins. Gin, lemon juice, sherry, grapefruit juice, cinnamon syrup, Angostura bitters. And top it with cracked white pepper. Jesus. Ooh, a cranberry mulled wine. Cranberry juice, sugar, cinnamon sticks, star anise, red wine, cranberries, and put it all in a saucepan. Don't know if I want a hot one. Ooh, Annette, you found Town and Country's 25 hot cocktails to help you face the cold. Safa, I don't drink chai as a general rule. I don't drink hot drinks as a general rule. You like the sound of the cranberry one in it? Yeah, there's some good ones in there. Yeah, maybe. God, maybe instead of doing. Yeah, maybe I'll do. Oh, I'm trying to think. I wanted to do something with chocolate. Maybe actually do it with hot chocolate rather than and I mean, a dark cacao one, so it's got a bit more flavor and you've got that little bit of bitterness. Maybe that's what I want for a winter one, something with hot chocolate in it. Like, an espresso martini with hot chocolate instead of coffee and actually having it hot. Yes, Safra, I'm saving money by not spending it on coffee because I don't like coffee. Town and Country. All right, now I'm just going to change the search term to Yule. A Yule cocktail. Yule Mule. Okay, that's going to be fucking ginger beer, and I don't like ginger beer. A mule traditionally means ginger beer. You'll love these 12 holiday cocktail recipes. Okay. See what this by Sam Slaughter. Imagine going through life with the name Sam Slaughter. Or just the surname Slaughter, honestly. Holiday White, 1800. So this is tequila, lime juice, coconut milk, agave nectar, and mint for a garnish. So that's just tequila, lime, and coconut milk. The Royal Egg. vodka, Frangelico, simple syrup, homemade eggnog, peppermint white Russian, vodka Kahlua, peppermint schnapps, and half, mocha martini, vodka creme. Oh, see, that's what I could do. Creme de cacao as well. They got espresso, and I don't fucking want that. But I could do, yeah, a chocolate martini, vodka, creme de cacao, and actual hot chocolate, drinking chocolate. Flight of the Highlanders is scotch, chili liqueur, lemon juice, maple syrup, cranberry apple juice, and topped with champagne. Okay, that's fucking weird. How's that winter? Santa Teresa Coquito. Okay, so that's tequila again. Allspice dram. Jesus, these are fucking punches that they're talking about. Talking about making huge punches, which I guess, gatherings for the holidays. So this is tequila, allspice dram, which I have, banana liqueur, which I have, cream of coconut, sweetened condensed milk, evaporated milk, cinnamon and cloves, and nutmeg and vanilla. God damn. It says put them all in a blender, then pour it into glass. Refrigerate for at least an hour. I don't know. That sounds like it might be good as a warm drink. I don't know. A Tawny Owl. Okay, vodka, tawny port, cherry wine, lemon juice, sugar syrup. That's so boring. Gonna have to spend a bit of time thinking about Tropic in Wonderland. Tequila, peach liqueur, pineapple juice, cinnamon simple syrup, Greek yogurt, chocolate bitters, shake over ice, the mistletoe, gin, sherry, house-made pear and saffron reduction. Okay, cool. Lemon juice, cranberry juice. What's this one? Holiday in Rio. What the hell is that stuff? Pineapple juice, lemon juice, simple syrup, dash of absinthe, pinch of Maldon salt. Oh, it's kashasha. I've got kashasha. Kashasha? I don't know what the Brazilian pronunciation would be. That's kashasha, however it's pronounced. Pineapple, lemon, simple syrup, dashes of absinthe. I've got that. A Cuban winter, Bacardi, apricot, lemon, maple syrup, sage leaves. Or a caramel apple martini, Bailey's, butterscotch liqueur, apple pie. God, that sounds disgusting. I hate fucking butterscotch schnapps and whatnot. Fucking gross. Hey, L3 Tube. How's it going? Hot chocolate from scratch. I'm interested, Svan. What do you mean by that? You love making real hot chocolate from scratch with whiskey. It's like making ganache with milk instead of cream whiskey. Oh, dude, I love the fucking sound of that. I should make a warm whiskey thing with chocolate in it. Make a ganache. A chocolate ganache and whiskey. Fuck yeah, that sounds good. Mulled wine, mulled gin. Yeah, that sounds good as well. Vegetable cocktails. Safa, there's cocktails with vegetable juice in them, definitely. Cucumber's really popular in cocktails. Cucumber and gin, basically. So that is actually quite popular. Fucking ants. There's tiny little ants that appear occasionally around here. He's dead now. Back to my pineapple juice. The whiskey sour's all gone. God, the temptation to have several of these. Who's seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the last Tarantino film? Leo DiCaprio's character, when he's retiring for the night, he makes basically frozen whiskey sours in a blender. He makes a whiskey sour with lots of ice and puts it in a blender. So he's just got this blender full of whiskey sour Slurpee, basically. And he's just like giving it to himself. The night before he's supposed to be working on set, and he's a bit under the weather on the set the next day, and he's cursing himself like, why did you drink all those whiskey sours? Like, oh, god damn. Oh, Zvan, I think you might have hit on a winner with like a hot chocolate ganache with whiskey. Oh, I'm kind of sold on that. And giving it a really good shake. Oh, dude, that might be the winner for a winter drink right there. How do you get little gnats at your place? Set out some vinegar with sugar. And that gets them. Okay. Those who came died in the mixture. Just one, Mr. Black. Mr. Black's a really well-known coffee liqueur, and I don't like coffee, so I'm not going to have... Mr. Black actually make a few liqueurs, but they tend to revolve around espresso. Can you even drink hot whiskey? Oh, yeah, Safa. Mulled whiskey is... It might not be as widely known as mulled wine or mulled cider, but people absolutely do mulled whiskey. God, I could go the whole way and actually warm it in a little saucepan, whiskey and maybe some chai and hot chocolate. Fuck, that would be good. Well, I'm really tempted to try that. Put a bit of thought into that. That might be the way I go, actually. A mulled whiskey, hot chocolate with chai. Fuck, that would be good. So, what do I find if I put midsummer cocktail? Midsummer solstice spritz. Don't really like spritzes. They're kind of cheating. Okay, Hendrix have a midsummer solstice drink. Are you unusually aged? Okay, that is a good line. Second, 63, that'll do. I agree to the cookies, and I'm going to enter. I put a fucking month there. Like, honest, I just told you the truth about my age, except I didn't. All hail our new gin, Hendrix Midsummer. What is Midsummer Solstice Gin? It's actually Midsummer Solstice Gin. Oh, there you go. It's a limited edition. Delicious summer cocktails. A Midsummer Salty Dog. That's just gin and grapefruit juice. Not very sold on that. Midsummer Salty Dog. Okay, so they salt the rim. So it's just gin and grapefruit juice. That's not even a fucking cocktail. Fucking spirit and juice, or spirit and soda. It's not a fucking cocktail. Zwan, okay, dude, give me your recipe. You hinted at what you think is proper hot chocolate. I am absolutely 100% on board with your proper hot chocolate, but you got to tell me things. Safi, you hate that we get summer movie. The Northern Hemisphere's summer movies come out in winter here. Yeah. Well, Jesus, when I were lad, boiling water with the bowl on top. So when you say hot chocolate, are you talking about like solid chocolate and melting it. Is that what you're talking about? L3, gnats are like tiny little flies. They're tiny little flies. Oh no, Annette, your laptop ran out of puff. That's not good. Oh, is Mimsy coming in to say hello again? She's trying to open the sliding door. I'll let her in so she can say. Here you go. Funny cat. You can come in and say hello to everyone again. Okay, so Zva. So melting the chocolate, a little bit of sugar, a pinch of salt, and what you're saying, add a bit of milk to that as well? Is that what you're saying? Where are you going, Mimsy? Are you going to come up here? Or are you trying to sit on my lap? I don't know what you're trying to do because you're a weird moody cat. There you go. You're going to jump up here. Mimsy's come to say hello. Let's adjust the camera so Mimsy can be the star. Add milk really slowly. Oh my God. Okay, Zvan, I reckon I'm going to do that with a whisk to make a ganache. So what's the ultimate she's going to sit on my lap. Okay, out of camera view, but Mimsy's still, oh, you can see her tail. She wants to sit on my lap for some reason. What are you doing, you funny cat? She's going to sit over here. She doesn't want to settle down. She's been silly. You see, there's her ear. So, yes, Annette. 2016 seemed weird. Each year since 2016's got weirded, and 2020 is just super fucked. There's no two ways about it. 2020 is super fucked. God knows what the future is. So, Zvan, how much milk content do we add? Is it like, ultimately, is it 50-50? Or what volume of chocolate to milk are we talking? I feel like I should get, I was toying with the idea of doing that with white chocolate, but I feel like I should get a really dark chocolate. Like, you know, one of those like 80+% cacao chocolates and melt that. L3, you want a cat. You used to have two, but now you're just in an apartment. Yeah, it can be difficult with a cat in an apartment. I don't think old Mimsy roams very far at her age, but she does go outside. 1 to 2. Sorry, Zvan, 1 to 2, is that 1 part milk to 2 parts chocolate, or 1 part chocolate to 2 parts milk? No, I'm not going to do shots. I literally, I want to make that ganache, and then mix it, like warm some whiskey, and then mix it in the warmed whiskey and just have a really fucking decadent drink. That's my plan. Okay, I'm just doing a swapsy over of this. So I'll end up with a drop or two of Negroni in my pineapple juice, but that's okay. 1 part chocolate, 2 parts milk. Okay. Oh my God, I'm absolutely doing that. Okay. That's going to be my mid-winter drink, mulled chocolate whiskey. Oh my God, that just sounds fucking cool. Cool. So yes, but okay, yeah. You eyeball it a bit with the milk and chocolate to make the ganache, but roughly 1 part chocolate, 2 parts milk, slowly over. Oh, I'm doing this. I am doing this. That's going to be the midwinter drink. That's going to be really fucking. Maybe. Oh, actually, rather than just whiskey, I think I'll probably do 1 part whiskey, 3 parts cider. So a whiskey cider, a mulled whiskey cider, maybe even with some tea in it, actually. Mrs. Angry has a whole bunch of different teas up there. Maybe some sort of tea or spices. I know which whiskey I'll use. I'll probably just use the Jim Beam bourbon. I've got Scotch and actually Scotch seems more appropriate, doesn't it? I've got a blended Scotch over there. I think Scotch seems more appropriate. So I might do 1 part whiskey. Oh, Zvan, you think Jameson? I've got Jameson. Yeah. Okay. I love it. We're just coming out. I might do 1 part whiskey to 3 parts cider to think how much of the ganache to put in. Maybe 2 parts? Yeah, so maybe one part Jameson's, 3 parts cider, 2 parts the chocolate ganache, and just warmed and really, really mix it in. Fuck that. Oh, man. Oh, I'm looking forward. God, I might even do a trial run of it this weekend. Oh, this is sounding like a winner ideas, Van. You're a fucking genius. I'm loving the sound of this. It's good. It is good. Oh, Mimsy's come back to say hello again. She wants some more attention. I was ignoring her and she wants scratches. Bourbon is the sweetest of the whiskies, definitely, Annette. Your Scotch type malty stuff is less sweet, and even Irish whiskey and rye and Canadian whiskey has that sort of slightly spicy edge. Zvan, you love to cook, my friend. You love to share. I like it. How old's Mimsy? We don't actually know. She is probably at least 15, because we don't know how old she was when we got her. We know she had already had kittens because we got her from the Lord Smith Animal Hospital, and they were just calling her Mummy Cat because she'd had kittens. And we wanted to come up with her own name because they were calling her Mummy. I came up with Mimsy from the poem The Jabberwock, or Mimsy and the Borogoves. So that's where her name comes from. And I was subsequently informed that at least in some parts of England, Mimsy is a slang term for a vagina. So there you go. Yeah, L3, rescue cats are the way to go. If you're going to get a pet, a rescue pet is the way to go. Shadow is also a pet. She was a kitten though. She was tiny, and she's still fucking tiny. So Mimsy is at least 15. I don't know. She might be as old as 17. And Shadow's about 5 years younger than Mimsy, I guess. Yeah. But anyway, this is Mimsy. Named after a poem, not named after a euphemistic term for female anatomy. So, yeah. Right. Okay. Yes, Van, I think I should experiment with this drink on the weekend. Maybe I should shoot my experiment just in case it works. So I was thinking it should be a really dark chocolate. Zvan, you're the cooking enthusiast. On the spectrum of white to very dark chocolate, what chocolate do you think I should use? I have a weakness for white chocolate. I really like white chocolate just from an eating perspective. But as I think about this drink, I feel like I should be getting like a really really dark cacao, like at least 80% cacao, mixing it with milk and then mixing it with a mixture of mulled whiskey and cider. Fuck, I'm actually really looking. Yeah, I can't. You want cocoa butter? So you mean as well as chocolate, or is that a type? Or you're saying I want a chocolate that has cocoa butter in it? Invisible Chicken. You have a puppy, Micah, and it was originally called Shadow. Yes, I've since found out because Shadow is grey, which is why, again, it was my idea to call her Shadow. I've since found I've lots of friends online. Multiple times, I've found people who have a cat that's a similar grey, and they've also called the cat Shadow, which is kind of funny. That it's just the thing people think. Oh, well, it's going to grey. It's a shadow. I'm going to call the cat Shadow. Oops, someone wants attention again. I thought you had settled down. But she comes over and wants attention. Now she's purring in my ear. Oh, okay. So we want cocoa butter, and normal chocolate has a higher level of cocoa butter. So you're saying just use normal chocolate, not a high cacao one. Okay. I will look at the chocolates in the supermarket because they do have a fair range. Don't they, Mimsy? Yes, they do. Okay, so we want a chocolate that has the fats in it. Okay. So I will assess the chocolates. I mean, white chocolate definitely has the cocoa butter in it because chocolate purists say it's not really chocolate. It's just cocoa butter and milk and sugar. But I like it. Oh, Mimsy likes getting scratches under the chin, doesn't she? Yes, she does. Micah's a little black dog. Can't see her in the dark. Oh my god, that's funny. I saw a picture someone posted like on Facebook or something. I thought it was funny. There were two cats. It was like a ginger cat and a black cat sitting just next to it, slightly behind it. And there were two pictures. And the caption was, "Oh, come on, Mike, open your eyes. Stop pretending to be my shadow." In the first photo, the black cat has its eyes shut. So it literally just looks like the shadow of the other cat. And in the second photo, the black cat's got its eyes open. So you can see it's a cat, not a shadow. I'm easily amused. I thought it was funny. Oh, Zwan, you think mixed dark and white? Okay. Yeah. Make a ganache. Actually, you see, it's a pity my son won't be here on the weekend because he is the dessert chef in this house, and he's very good at making ganache. But I'm sure I can manage it. Annette, you had a similar. Mimsy's getting the nods now. She's falling asleep. She sleeps on me or next to me most nights. So she's just hanging around waiting for me to go to bed at the moment. L3, 1989. Did the Berlin Wall fall in 1989? Did it? That's how bad my sense of history is. You'd reckon that would be something I knew. When did the Berlin Wall? 1989. There you go. The Tiananmen Square massacre was 1989, when China said we're not backing down for shit, but the Berlin Wall fell in 1989. Good Lord. Sorry, you're making me laugh. Opie ran away. He's mad he didn't get waffles. This one, ever since she never used to pay a huge amount of attention to me. I was like, if I'm cooking like bacon or chicken, she can smell it and she's interested. But then one day I was chopping up some bacon and I dropped a bit on the floor and she was there. And I went, oh, well, I guess that's yours now, Mimsy. And because I don't normally feed her bacon or something. So she sniffed it really cautiously and then like licked it and just went to town on it. Like, this stuff is fucking great. Why don't you give me this more often? This is fucking awesome. And so since then, whenever I'm like chopping up bacon, she gets really interested. Like, ooh, you're gonna drop some? You're gonna drop some? Drop some on the floor. Just a bit. Just drop a bit. Just drop a bit. Or when I'm doing chicken, she can really smell chicken when I'm chopping it up too. So she's a bit pushy. Yes, she is. I'm talking about you. She gets very interested now when I'm chopping up chicken or bacon. Yeah, L3, Tienanmen Square is fucking nightmarish. Weirdly, I read lots of science fiction. I still do. Read a lot in my youth, and I read a lot of the classics. Asimov, Ray Bradbury, Ursula Le Guin. And Ursula Le Guin has a novel called The Dispossessed. I think she wrote it in the 70s. I'll quickly look it up. Dispossessed. See. Yes. Okay. Published in 1974. Okay. So it's been around there. And the short version of The Dispossessed is it centers on the habitable moon of a planet. It's barely habitable. It's a very rough existence. These anarchists have set up a society. They fled from the Earth-like planet below for their freedom, and they've got their anarchist society. Ursula Le Guin leaned anarchist with her politics, and so they've got their society happening up there. And there's one guy, a scientist, he wants to visit the planet below, which is very much like a capitalist planet. And the anarchists refer to the planet, I think it's called Uras, they refer to it as the hell world. And they tell such horrible stories, but then the scientist gets down there and you're going, what do you mean hell world? It's just our world. And then you go, oh, that's what you mean. And there is one scene. See, and I did not read this book until after the Tiananmen Square massacre, even though it was published in 74. I didn't read it till the 90s. And there is a scene where our protagonist is giving a speech to the downtrodden factory workers, and they're rallying him. They're going, yeah, dude, because he's saying like, no, what you're told, this is the only way. It's bullshit. We live without any of this. You can like throw off the oppressor and whatnot. And this big rally is just like, yeah, fucking tell the truth, brother. Yeah. And then the authorities send in military helicopters and machine gun the crowd to disperse them, and you kill hundreds of people. And I couldn't help thinking, for how long did Ursula Le Guin have to put up with people saying, that's too far-fetched. No government would do that to their own people on that scale. That's just unrealistic. No matter how totalitarian the government is, they wouldn't just slaughter a rally. And then Tiananmen Square happened. And the fact that I didn't read it till after Tiananmen Square, I just thought, yep, I bet she had to put up with people saying that's just unrealistic. And we now know it's not unrealistic. Oh, L3, anything by Ursula Le Guin is great. She wrote a whole bunch of sort of fantasy books for young readers, the Earthsea books. They're good. But Ursula Le Guin's sci-fi, and she's got a lot of sci-fi short story collections as well. Ursula Le Guin stuff is great. But yeah, Addie, I reckon you're right. She would have been. I bet a lot of the criticism is, "Oh, you're a woman. You don't know really how power works." More recent sci-fi, L3. You might be interested in basically anything by Cory Doctorow. He's very good at the speculative fiction. Looking at the world today and imagining stuff just a little bit different. Or William Gibson, who popularized the concept of cyberpunk and cyberspace in the 80s. William Gibson's writings matured a lot over the years, but he is one of my favorite authors. He's great. Invisible Chicken, you were meant to read The Left Hand of Darkness. That's a really interesting one. That's sort of halfway between sci-fi and fantasy. And it's set on a world where the indigenous... No, you can't go up on the bench. The indigenous people on this world actually change gender on regular cycles. Someone will be... I'm trying to remember. I think it might be monthly. Like someone might be predominantly male, but in a particular cycle, they will become female, and vice versa. Someone might be predominantly male, but on a particular cycle, they will become female. And so she's basically just really, no, you cannot go up on the kitchen bench, bad cat. She's really deconstructing the idea of gender roles. She is a very good writer. Ursula Le Guin is a very good writer. I tell you, a couple I've been meaning to get into, and I've been really slack and haven't been reading anything, but sort of modern sci-fi writers. One guy called John Scalzi, who rose to fame with a novel called Red Shirts, which was kind of like a piss take about the red shirts on Star Trek. He's like written a lot of Star Wars books as well, but he writes a lot of original stuff. And there's another American writer called Chuck Wendig who sounds really good. I have not read any of his stuff, but he is admired by writers that I admire. And so, no, Mimsy, you cannot go up. Shithead here. She's going to wait till I leave. I'm going to go to bed now. And she's thinking, I'm just waiting for you to leave the kitchen. Then I'm going to climb up on the bench. You won't be able to stop me. You're a shithead, Mimsy. Last of my pineapple juice. All righty. That's exactly what I thought. It's a very orangey yellow, considering just the really dark red it was. All right. I'm going to put that in the fridge to finish dropping through. But yes, look after yourselves, one and all. I am going to go to Sleepy Bobos now, off to Betty Bye. I hope you all look after yourself, stay as well as possible in these very strange times we find ourselves in. It was pineapple juice and lemonade, although it had a couple of drops of the Negroni in it. And I resisted the temptation to have a second clarified whiskey sour because it was very good. Anyway, take care, one and all. I'm probably going to go way fucking hard on the cocktails tomorrow night, Friday night. Going to make a couple of Negronis, homegrownies, a standard one and a white Negroni. Always got to be careful saying that. White Negroni sounds very, very, very unwoke. I'm going to get myself into trouble. Okay. Cool. This is, I'm just going to put this in the fridge, let it finish dripping through overnight. Take care, one and all. If you're in a party mood tomorrow night, I think I'm going to be in a party mood. Formal Friday. Yes, I'll be wearing my formal gear again because I'll be making videos again. I'll be making Negronis. Probably won't limit myself to that. Be making a couple of different things. I think we'll go hog wild. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, one and all, take care of yourself. If you're around, I'll see you for Formal Friday, but I will say